Tiger 59 is a Tier 8 British light cruiser, and playing her to make this video made me appreciate the better times in my life, like visiting the dentist or breaking my ankle. This ship is so offensively bad, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if I get a community guideline strike for uploading this video. Now of course, I never would have purchased this ship for myself. I'd much rather spend my money on something more useful, like a fax machine or a Bluetooth toaster. However, my good friend Hentai Ramen, I might have to rethink our friendship after this, thought it would be incredibly funny to gift me this ship to make a video on, so here we go, I guess.
I never asked for this.
On paper, Tiger 59 has a lot going for her. She possesses the ability to carry a combination of the smokescreen and radar consumables in different slots, which is one of the things that made the original Tier 7 Belfast so overpowered that she got removed. Furthermore, she also possesses excellent concealment and incredible manoeuvrability. She also possesses the typical British cruiser trick of a super heel, which combines with unusually strong armour for a British light cruiser to give her surprising amounts of survivability and longevity.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
And longevity in certain situations. You know what will give your life more longevity? Subscribing, that's a guarantee. She possesses the exact same turrets as Minotaur as well, with the same exceptional turret traverse and reload rate, firing exactly the same British armour piercing shell with improved penetration angles and reduced fuse time. Her firing angles are also exceptional, allowing her to show minimal broadside whilst keeping all guns firing on the target.
Nice, very nice. Thanks.
Now, at this point you might be wondering why I was being so damn negative about this ship during the intro, and well, you're about to find out. While she has the same guns as Minotaur, she only has 2 turrets, meaning her DPM is considerably lower than any other light cruisers at her tier, even being worse than some heavy cruisers such as Charles Martel without the reload booster and Baltimore. Furthermore, the fact that she only has 2 turrets means that if one of these gets knocked out, your already poor DPM is halved to almost comedic levels of terribleness. And whilst her manoeuvrability may be exceptional, she is horrifically slow. I'm talking Danny DeVito of 1 leg slow. This is not hyperbole, she barely breaks 30 knots, which makes her one of the slowest cruisers not just at her tier, but in her entire tier spread. You really notice this lack of speed, as she just feels incredibly sluggish, despite having this exceptional manoeuvrability and the inbuilt British cruiser acceleration boost. And you know how I said she had surprising survivability earlier? Well,
That was a fucking lie.
despite her okay armor scheme, she has one of the lowest health points in her tier, and her citadel is both above the waterline and an absolute unit. It stretches pretty much the entire length of the ship, with an armor belt just thick enough to ensure that any shells striking her citadel fully fuse, rather than just over-penetrating, whilst failing to provide any real meaningful protection. Just like your parents' condoms. This vulnerability and her low top speed go together about as well as carbon monoxide and your lungs, as once you're spotted it's incredibly difficult to disengage, as you're incredibly unlikely to be able to outrun whatever is spotting you, even battleships. New players can easily be suckered in by the promise of a smokescreen and radar in combination, only to find out as soon as their first smoke runs out that this ship is not beginner friendly at all, as she relies heavily on situational awareness and map knowledge to stay alive. She's too slow to juke shells or kites, and her DPM is just not good enough to only be able to rely on shooting from her smoke to deal damage. Don't even think about what happens if she gets caught out by a radar or a hydra whilst in her smokescreen. You'll be sent home quicker than Boris Johnson. Haha, topical political comedy, booyah! Oh, and if it needed to get any worse, she doesn't even get torpedoes, meaning she is unable to ambush targets for large alpha strikes as a method of dealing damage. She also does not gain access to hydra unlike most other British cruisers, which makes sitting in a smokescreen anywhere near a destroyer almost suicidal, as she'll attract torpedoes like your Leonardo DiCaprio around 20-year-old women. I think it's time to wrap this up before I have an aneurysm. She's very bad, don't buy her, that's all. I'm not even going to give you an equipment or captain build for this one. If you really care, go watch my Minotaur video, most of that's transferable to this shitbox. Now don't go out there in this thing, buy an Attigo instead.
Oh, hello. Welcome.